afternoon here in Goodyear, Arizona, as your Angels taking on the Cleveland Indians at Goodyear Ballpark. Welcome inside the ballpark, everybody. Ken French with you, and after a day off from Cactus League action yesterday, your Angels back in action this afternoon, playing game 20 of 33 during the spring. And here's what manager Mike Scioscia has in store for you this afternoon. Another lineup that resembles what it might look like on opening night. Ian Kinsler is going to lead it off and play second. He hit his first homer of the spring on Monday, hitting .381 through 9 games. Mike Trout will play center and bat second. Justin Upton's in the third spot. In left, he's hit .292 with 2 homers and 9 RBI so far this spring. Albert Pujols in the fourth spot, coming off a 2-double performance on Monday. Calhoun will play right field and bat fifth. He's hitting .476 this spring. Zach Cozart back at shortstop. Luis Valbuena moves over the third. Shohei Ohtani will be at the DH spot for the third straight game. Martin Maldonado will do the catching this afternoon, and Matt Shoemaker will be on the hill making his fourth start of the spring, looking for a bounce-back performance after giving up 6 runs over 3 2/3 in his last start. For Terry Francona's Cleveland Indians is Francisco Lindor leading it off at shortstop, Jason Kipnis at second, Jose Ramirez at third base, Edwin Encarnacion the DH spot. Yonder Alonso will play first. Lonnie Chisenhall is in right. Roberto Perez will do the catching. Bradley Zimmer is in center. Tyler Naquin is in left field. And on the hill, making his fourth start of the spring, is the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner, Corey Kluber. Now for the call from this afternoon's action, we head upstairs and bring in Terry Smith and Jose Mota.
And we welcome everybody here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Corey Kluber getting ready to loosen up with his battery mate, the catcher Roberto Perez. The dimensions here at Goodyear Stadium, 345 down the lines, 410 to dead center, and in the power alleys it goes 380. The umpires today calling balls and strikes will be Shane Livens-Parker, and on the bases we'll have Bruce Streckman, Todd Titchener, and Quinn Walcott. And fans filing in here to Goodyear Stadium, where the Angels and the Cleveland Indians will get ready to collide here in just a couple of minutes. This is the final time these two teams will square off against each other in the Cactus League. Angels, by the way, tomorrow will have a split squad day, as the Angels will have games against the Rockies. That one will be at Salt River Fields, and the Angels will have a night game tomorrow night at Tempe Diablo, as the Angels will be hosting the Chicago White Sox. That'll be the second night game this spring for the Angels here in Arizona, with 2 more to follow after tomorrow's evening affair here in the Cactus League. So we're just about ready to go. Angels have on the red tops and the gray pants. Cleveland Indians have on the very dark blue tops and the white pants. Angels were off yesterday. The only time these two teams met earlier in the Cactus League, it was right at the end of February, when an Indian split squad beat the Angels 15-3. And that was a game where Cleveland had 23 hits against Angels pitching in that one.
They got out of the way.
So we are just about set to go. Kluber is at the far first base corner of the pitching rubber. His first pitch today, and that one is low. We're underway, and the count's 1 ball, no strikes. Kinsler's having a good spring, hitting over .380, and he's had hits in his last 7 games in a row. And here's the next one, and that's in there for a called strike. Our game time temperature as we get things started, 80 degrees, and first pitch was right on time at 1:05. 1-1 delivery. That's a line down the left side, and that is a foul ball backing out of play.
Corey Kluber, as good as they come with performance, ability to fill the zone, to work outside the zone, and very impressive how he has all these simple methods to stay in tune with his mechanics, including, as Terry mentioned, working pretty much off the plate, off the mound out there in the rubber and first base side.
1-2. This is skied in the air down the right field side. Should be an easy play for Chisenhall in fair territory near the line. He will gather it in, and that's the game's first out. Mike Trout will be the next batter. Corey Kluber had a magnificent year last year for the Indians. He won his second Cy Young Award. He also captured that award in the American League in 2014. He was 18-4 last year with a 2.25 ERA. He had 22 quality starts out of his 29 starts overall a year ago. So here is Mike Trout. Interesting matchup here between these two, and the first pitch on Trout, he takes a little bit inside. The count 1 ball, no strikes. Trout hitting .238 this spring, 1 homer, 4 RBIs. Here's the next one on Mike, and he drills that ball to left field. Chasing after it is Naquin, and he will make the running catch. Trout gave it a good ride, but he's retired. Got it a little bit off the end of the bat. That's the second out.
Game of inches. I mean, you talk about where Corey Kluber throws that breaking ball, where he starts out on the mound. If he had started on the mound just straight up on that rubber, this ball is hanging, and this ball would have been out of here quickly. Does a good job working off that side, mainly because, of course, his repertoire, but also Terrier's command. And he can cross that fastball over and get a lot of guys looking as that ball comes right back over the plate.
And the pitch, that one on the Angels' number 3 hitter today, Justin Upton. He is taking and misses ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Kluber is 31 years old, right-hander, 6'4", 215-pounder. And the next delivery, and that's chased and missed. And that was
well, that's the pitch that he says he will not describe it as a curveball, and he will not describe it as a slider. He says it's just a breaking ball.
Yep.
It absolutely disappears.
Whatever it is, it's one of the best pitches in the game. And the next delivery, that's fouled back to the screen.
What did he call it one time? A spinny thing?
Yeah, he said it's a spinny thing as far as his breaking ball. But he's never really said what it is, and I guess it doesn't really matter. He just knows how to throw it, and he does a good job of that.
Missing a lot of bats along the way.
265 strikeouts for him last year in just under 204 innings, and there's one off speed that gets Upton. He waves at that pitch and misses it. The inning is over. The top of the first was brought to you by our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana, the #1 Chevrolet dealer in California. Rotolo is pursuing excellence every day. You can visit them at rotolo.com. Bottom of the first is coming up. No score in Goodyear. Angels and the Indians on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
There's still time to say that Nissan.
We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Matt Shoemaker getting set for start number 4 this spring. Last time we saw him was last Friday, and that was the game against the Cubs in Mesa. And Shoemaker went 3 2/3 innings in that ball game and did struggle. He allowed 8 hits and 6 earned runs, gave up a pair of homers. First pitch today to Lindor, right in there for strike 1. Lindor, switch hitter, batting left, and here's the next pitch. It's hit in the air, and it's hit pretty well into right center field. Trout and Calhoun chasing. It'll be Mike Trout who makes the grab out on the warning track out there in center field. That ball was hit a good 400 feet, but a long out, one away.
That's good speed there for Matt Shoemaker, 89 miles an hour, and Lindor is slightly ahead of it. So that's what I'm talking about with Shoemaker's fastball. I mean, it's his best. Sometimes it's not the 92, 93. He can only use it occasionally to elevate and change eye levels. But he is 89, 91 efficiently, just like you saw there, even though it was elevated. He had taken something off of it, which, of course, made the fastball move away.
Jason Kipnis is the batter, and the pitch on him is in there for a called strike. He's having a very good spring for Cleveland, hitting at 500, and he's already hit 6 home runs this spring. Just 232 his average a year ago on the pitch. He lifts it into left center field. This one either Trout or Upton. It'll be Mike Trout who makes the catch him medium left center. Couple of fly balls gathered in by Trout, 2 quick outs, and Jose Ramirez the next batter.
And those 2 out there, left field Upton, Trout center field, getting more used to the trends, the routes, the peeling off, who's going to come across, and all that goes along with just getting familiar between Trout and Upton. A couple of issues late in the season last year. Seems like it's all squared up.
So another batter hitting from the left side, the switch hitter Ramirez. He takes that one low for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Jose Ramirez had a terrific season last year for the Cleveland Indians. Hit .318, 29 homers. He had 56 doubles last year, and he's had 102 doubles over the last 2 seasons.
And look at his size. Something he's had to deal with since he was back in the neighborhood in Bani in the Dominican Republic. You're too small.
Yep, he goes 5'9". All-star last year, and rightfully so. He can run. He had 17 stolen bases.
Just a terrific player with plenty of versatility and a lot of thunder in that bat.
There's a pitch he takes in there for a strike.
Bani, or Eric Ibar, former Angels Gold Glover, comes from.
And here's the next pitch. This is fouled back behind the plate. So the count's 2-2.
Looks like we have a change for the Angels.
Yeah, it looks like
already.
Howard is over at third base and not Valbuena, so not sure what that's all about. We'll try and get an update. And the pitch that's fouled back behind the plate. So the infield has Pujols at first, Kinsler at second, Cowart at third, Cozart at short, and in the outfield, Upton in left, Trout in center, Calhoun in right. Maldonado is slated to be the Angel catcher, and Ohtani is DHing today. So no Luis Valbuena today. Count's full. We'll see what it gives on the payoff. We have 2 outs, no score, bottom of the first, and that pitch there, holding up on that one, is Ramirez. Check swing. He has ball 4. 2-out walk.
Ramirez puts together a pretty solid at bat. Good pitches made by Matt Shoemaker. He is getting a little more tumbling action. As Ramirez was able to those strong wrists to hold off on a good pitch there and sunken down by Matt.
So here is Edwin Encarnacion. 38 home runs he clubbed last year for the Indians. And he's had a tough spring. First pitch taking it, and the first one misses ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
There are certain guys you do not worry about, and here's one of them. 38 home runs and 107 RBI last year.
Right-hander against right-hander. And here's the next delivery, and this is popped up foul over on the right side. That's going to get back and out of play.
There's a little known fact about Edwin Encarnacion. Nobody has hit more home runs in the major leagues than Edwin Encarnacion in the last 6 seasons. 231. Take that to the bank.
He's had at least 34 home runs, every one of those last 6 seasons. 34 has been the minimum he's had per season over the last 6 years. And here's the pitch. He waves at that one. And the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Terry, if that breaking ball that Kluber threw Upton is any indication of what the ball might be doing today in terms of tumbling and moving away, because maybe a little moisture today, Matt Shoemaker has been following along the same flight of some ball coming out of his hand very nicely. A lot of movement today.
Shoemaker is set as Encarnacion down 1-2. There's a pickoff toss, and a little bit late diving back to the bag, and plenty of time goes Jose Ramirez. Mentioned he can run. Shoemaker is set as he will work from the stretch. Here's the next pitch, and that one is chased and missed. He got him, struck him out, and that will end the inning. Good splitter there from Shoemaker, and a strikeout to wrap up the bottom of the first. No score as we go to the second on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. So we go to the second inning, and the Angels and Indians scoreless. First pitch from Corey Kluber, and that one's right in there on Albert Pujols. So we got the Angels revised lineup, and the changes happen in the bottom third of the batting order. We'll run down the 7, 8, and 9 spots in just a moment. The pitch, and that's in there on Albert again, a breaking ball. 0-2 the count. Ohtani, who was originally listed as the 8-hole hitter, moves into the 7 spot. That was where Valbuena was supposed to hit today. He was scratched. We're not sure why. And then Maldonado, who is slated to bat 9th, he's now hitting 8th. And Cowart, who is in the lineup replacing Maldonado at third base, he's batting in the 9-hole. Count on Albert's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So the wideout comes just a little bit early.
It does.
Into spring day today.
Yep. Here's the pitch, and it's a pop-up that is foul behind the plate. The catcher got a late look at it, but it goes back to the seats. Roberto Perez really wasn't sure where that ball was, but it landed a good 6, 7, 8 rows back behind home out of play. So the count on Albert stays at 1-2.
And fans booing fans already. The guy just below is not able to track it down. Tough play.
Yep. Albert this spring hitting .222, and the pitch, he waves at that one and misses it. Struck him out. That pitch 81 miles per hour.
You know, think about it. He's got the break, he's got a field, he's got the finish, and he also has that separation, or as many people like to call it, differential in speed with that fastball, which just reached maybe 90, 91 today.
So the next batter for the Angels is Cole Calhoun, who's been red hot. Want to remind you, the broadcast today, this copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of Angels Baseball, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. First pitch taken for ball 1 by Cole Calhoun. Calhoun has a little 4-game hitting streak going in the Cactus League and hitting nearly 500 this spring. 476 as he swings at that one and fouls it back to the screen.
You can see how teams are adjusting a little bit more, how they position themselves defensively against Cole Calhoun. Lindor not on the opposite side of the bag. He's pretty much playing, yes, a dead pull, more of the old way of playing a dead pull hitter.
Here's the next pitch. Calhoun chops that one on the first base side, out of the reach of Alonso, the first baseman, and threw into right field. Angels' first hit of the day. Cole Calhoun continues to rack them up this spring. 11 hits for him, and now Zach Cozart will be the next batter.
He's got a smile at first base out there. He actually got fooled by that pitch. He was a little bit out front, but I think going back to what Eric Kinski, now the Angels hitting coach, had told us, crowd the plate, and he is able to get that ball in square just a little bit more. Instead of hitting it off the end of the bat, just a little bit more of that barrel, and enough to get it through Alonso.
So here is Cozart digging in. He is certainly familiar with this ballpark. The Indians and Reds share this spring training facility, and Cozart for a number of years with the Reds used to play half his games basically during the Cactus League here in this ballpark.
Already the 10th year here for the Indians, which of course also for the Reds, and after so many seasons in Winter Haven, Florida.
There's a pitch on its way, and that's on the outside corner. Had an old friend stop by before the ball game, John Allen, former president of the Cincinnati Reds, who was the mastermind of this entire complex here in Goodyear. This is kind of his baby, so to speak.
It's great, Terry. He's an influential man here in this whole area.
Yep.
And a big name, so glad to see him stop by.
He goes back to the old Marge Schott days with the Cincinnati Reds. There's a toss over to first base, and back to the bag goes Cole Calhoun.
16 seasons for the Indians in Winter Haven. I recall those days as a visiting player with the Royals. Pretty unique little ballpark there.
Ohtani's waiting on deck for the Angels. We're scoreless here in the second inning, and here's the next pitch on Cozart, and that one is in there for a called strike. Cozart playing shortstop today, and we're thinking that Andrelton Simmons is getting close to seeing some action here in the Cactus League. He's been sidelined for about a week now with that left shoulder strain.
Angels being super careful with Simba.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is a pitch that's low. Breaking now for second and getting thrown out is Cole Calhoun.
It's going to look like a bad base running play, but let me tell you what it was a great defensive play by Roberto Perez behind home plate. Cole Calhoun is encouraged by the Angels. You see that catcher go to his knees, go out there, and get a great secondary, but that ball stuck right in Perez's glove, and Cole was in no man's land. More times than not, that ball's going to bounce off. When you have a good secondary anticipate like that, you're going to make it safely at the second base.
And there's a high one that's chased and missed, and down on strikes goes Cozart, and that's how the inning will end. So the Angels had the one-out hit by Calhoun, but sent only 3 batters to the plate in the inning. We are going to the bottom of the second. No score, Angels and Indians on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. So here we go to the bottom of the second with no score. Yonder Alonso, in his first season with the Cleveland Indians, digs in, and the first pitch from Matt Shoemaker. That one is in there for a called strike. Alonso was in the AL West last year with Oakland and Seattle, and he hit 28 home runs, batted .266.
Amazing year power-wise. He had never hit more than 9 home runs in a season. Ended up hitting 22 for Oakland, and the rest with the Seattle Mariners, who acquired him to provide a boost offensively.
He was a free agent at the end of the season and signed a 2-year deal with Cleveland. Club option for 2020 as well. And on that 2-strike delivery, he tries to hold up and went around on that splitter, struck him out. So at least here in the early going, Shoemaker has that pitch working. A couple of strikeouts on the splitter here. He's retired for the 5 he's faced so far today. And here's Lonnie Chisenhall.
Well, once again, going back to Corey Kluber gave us the best indication. That breaking ball and how much it tumbled out of the zone against Upton, and Shoemaker following through the same thing.
Here's the pitch, and that one a little bit high and away, a first pitch fastball.
That's as high as speed breed here so far for Shoemaker. That was 91 miles an hour. Still moving pretty well.
Next delivery, that's chased and fouled off on the left side, backing out of play. Well, Matt Shoemaker certainly will get used to facing some left-handed hitters in this lineup. 7 of the 9 for the Indians batting left-handed today. 2 of those 7 switch hitters. And the next pitch, that's ripped down the right field side, down in that right field corner, but foul ball.
Well, there's a 7-mile-an-hour difference in what it does to the results of a ball put in play foul.
So the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the next pitch. And that is a called 3rd strike. That was a fastball taken there by Chisenhall. 3 strikeouts in a row for Shoemaker going back to inning number 1. 2 outs here in the 2nd, and Roberto Perez, the catcher, the next batter.
Amped it up to 93 miles an hour with some late action running back out to the inner corner. Good job there by Maldonado in presenting it to the home plate umpire.
Perez having a good spring. He's not a guy who hit a whole lot last year for the Indians. Hit only 207. But hitting 364 this spring, couple of home runs.
You look at their pitching staff, and you could look at the guys they have behind the plate with Ian Yang Gomes, Terry. It is quite the luxury, Terry Francona says, to have 2 guys like that.
Both very good as far as catch and throw guys. The Indians, when Roberto Perez started behind the plate for them last year, their record with him as their starting catcher, 44-22. He had twice as many wins as losses when he was controlling things as their starting catcher a year ago. There's one that's framed and didn't miss by much on that 2-strike delivery. It's 1-2.
He is from Mayagüez, also very involved in helping his home island.
Here's a liner, and it's a fair ball out of the reach of the diving Cowart, the third baseman. It's going to roll all the way down to the 345 sign in the left field corner, and by the time Upton can get it back towards the infield at second with a 2-out double, the first hit of the ball game for the Indians is Roberto Perez. Bradley Zimmer will be the next batter.
Well, it's a good job of hitting and putting together some information on what you see Shoemaker had done against the previous 6 batters. He made him elevate with the off speed and put a nice swing right through it, keeping it fair.
So here's Zimmer, another lefty batter. Shoemaker trying to get the final out, and the pitch. Yeah, that one is chased and missed for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike.
This could be, Terry, their breakout player. Terrific athlete. Out of the University of San Francisco. We saw him on display, and he absolutely torched the Angels in a series over in Cleveland.
First round pick of the Indians in June of 2014. 21st selection overall in that draft, and he takes that one, and it's a fastball a little high and away. Zimmer, a big guy, he goes 6'5". He can really run, and when he digs in, left-handed batter, those legs are spread apart. Long legs. Very good athlete, and he can play the outfield. A 5-tool player, many people feel. Here's the next pitch. That's low and away on him. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Last year in regular season against the Angels, 6 for 13, including a couple of home runs and some absolutely beautiful plays in the outfield. It was pretty much a highlight reel all series in Cleveland.
Counts 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch grounded on the first base side, a foul ball. Was hugging the line a little bit on the right side, but goes foul, and so the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. They have another first round pick waiting on deck, Tyler Naquin, who is also an outfielder. He was with the Indians briefly last year. Indians have really had success in recent years with their drafts, and a lot of the fruits of their drafts now at the major league level. Their system overall right now maybe a little bit below average, but they have really produced a lot of good prospects in recent years. Here's one that's chopped to first. Good stop by Albert. A race to the bag, and Shoemaker gets the throw from Albert and beats Zimmer. Photo finish over there. The inning is over on a 3-1 ground out. Good job by both Albert and Matt Shoemaker to combine on the final out of the inning. They leave a runner in scoring position. The third is coming up, and at the moment, no score here in Goodyear on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. So we get set to go to the third. We're scoreless here at Goodyear Ballpark. Angels and the Cleveland Indians. And the first batter up for the Angels is Shohei Ohtani as he works against last year's Cy Young Award winner in the AL. First pitch is low and in on Ohtani for ball one. Ohtani's just 2 for 18 with a run batted in. He was in the lineup in an inter-squad game yesterday back in Tempe. Got a lot of at-bats in that ball game. What we heard, he went 2 for 8, I guess, yesterday.
2 for 8. He faced Nick Tropiano and Tyler Skaggs.
Yep. Had some difficulties against Skaggs yesterday. Struck out 3 times against them.
And then he's facing Cy Young here today.
Another lefty and the pitch, and that one there is waved at and missed. So the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ohtani will be on the mound Friday against the Colorado Rockies.
One and 2 as Kluber delivers, and that was a fastball at 91. It missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And throughout the spring, one thing you notice with him is his feet are moving more and more as they have moved him more off the plate. Even taking pitches not as steady as he'd like to be, and he's talked about this.
There's one that is low, and that one there on Ohtani got him, it looked like on the foot, so he's hit by the pitch.
Oh, he's got protection, foot, shin, hand, elbow. So, Terry, there's a lot of pieces coming off. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So he's on to start the inning off. Angels have a base runner, and now Martin Maldonado, who's bumped up to the 8th spot in the batting order, originally slated to be the 9-hole hitter, will be stepping up.
A real tight breaking ball that just got away from Corey Kluber. It didn't get him square, bounced just before it got his right foot.
And around the bunt is Maldonado, and he takes the first pitch for ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Caleb Coward, who was not in the original starting lineup, but ends up replacing Luis Valbuena, he is waiting on deck. He'll bat out of the 9-hole. Toss over to first, and Ohtani gets back to the bag safely. Cleveland defensively today, they have Yonder Alonso at first, Jason Kipnis at second, Jose Ramirez at third with Francisco Lindor at short. Tyler Naquin, left fielder, Bradley Zimmer in center, Lonnie Chisenhall in right, Roberto Perez is the catcher, Edwin Encarnacion the DH, and Corey Kluber, 31 years old, on the mound. His next delivery, that's a low. 2-0 the count.
Looks like Ohtani is also wearing more protection, Terry, inside his pants, just below his right knee. You can see a bulk there.
Yep.
Protecting his shin.
So the count's 2 balls and no strikes, and Maldonado again around a bunt, but that pitch is up and in. A fastball misses. 3 balls, no strikes. Kluber is a strike thrower, only 36 walks last season in just shy of 204 innings.
Mike Scioscia wants to work on a few things here. I don't mind this approach against a premier pitcher. Regular season. Early in the game, try to get a run across somehow. So these guys just don't give in.
Next delivery, and that one misses. So kind of unusual start of the inning for Kluber, walking Maldonado, and of course hitting Ohtani. And now Coward will be the batter, and we'll see if he might be looking to drop down a bunt.
Hope he is, actually. Angels on the Move, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line, the official freight partner of the Angels and Major League Baseball.
Coward has gone 6 for 25 this spring with a run batted in, 240 batting average in the Cactus League. Here's the first pitch, and the switch hitter batting left showed no signs of bunting. Takes it, and it's in there. First pitch fastball.
Give him a fastball. 2-seam. Appear to be in off the plate, and before you know it, it's going across his knees, staying on that plane, same level, and 0-1. 91 miles an hour.
Fastball, the sinker that when Kluber does go with the hard stuff, he'll throw a lot of sinkers, and he misses that time there. That was off speed. Count even. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Want to remind Angel fans, join us Monday, April the 2nd and Tuesday, April the 3rd when the Angels take on the Indians at 7:07. Fans will receive a wall calendar courtesy of U.S. Bank while supplies last. Visit angels.com/promotions for details. Here's the pitch. Broken bat pop into shallow left center, and losing it in the sky there was Lindor. Ball drops in. Throw to third is going to be late.
Oh, there's another throw at second base.
Well, we see Coward coming off the field. They just scored that a base hit.
Well, it must have been
infield fly roll. Yeah.
Lindor having issues with the sun, just gets out of the way. The ball did not have a whole lot of elevation. And then the runner advancing at his own risk. But the Indians thought they had a force out at third, and actually had a force out an easier one at second base if that play had not been called.
So we have the first out in the inning. Unusual play. Infield fly was called on that one, even though the ball was nowhere close to being caught, as it turned out.
Listen, it just Maldonado still at first base. So yes, infield fly was called.
And the ball was hit by Coward, so he's out. And Angels have runners at the corners. Ohtani was able to advance on it. Went from second to third. Put out goes to the closest fielder, which ends up being Lindor, even though he came nowhere close to catching it. But the infield fly factoring into the out, and Kinsler at the plate now takes ball 2. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Kinsler flied out to right his first time up. Here's the pitch, and that one is a little bit high. Kinsler has had 1 RBI so far this spring, and it came on a solo homer. Fly ball deep enough to the outfield here means a run. Counts 3-0. We'll see how Mike Scioscia wants to play it here with Kinsler. He's been about as hot as any Angel hitter this spring, he and Cole Calhoun. And he takes that one. He thought it might have been high, but it's called a strike, so it's 3-1.
All these are those chances that come out rarely against a guy like Kluber, and you have to go out there and capitalize.
So 3 balls, 1 strike. Trout waits on deck, and the next pitch, check swing, a tapper down to third. They go to second for 1, relay to first, and it's a double play to end the inning. Well, the Angels were in good shape in this inning, but failed to cash in, so that'll do it. We head to the bottom of the third. There's no score here at Goodyear Ballpark. Angels and Indians on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. No score, bottom of the third. Matt Shoemaker will face the 9-hole hitter, Tyler Naquin. Then Lindor, and then Kipnis as we start the bottom of the third inning. Naquin last season played most of 2017 in AAA. He was in 19 games with the Indians. Left-handed batter, and the first pitch, and he hits a high fly ball deep into right center field. That one is carrying, and that one is gone. His second home run this spring. Shoemaker's had trouble with the home run ball here in Arizona this spring. That's the 6th one he's allowed, and today's his 4th start. It's 1-0 Cleveland.
Naquin wasting no time. Second of the spring for him. And just like Roberto Perez, who hit that double in the 7th inning. Again, looking for one thing. Has to be elevated. If not, there's no swinging as AC Shoemaker here. Pile up more pitches after making 16 in that first inning. Up to 33 right now.
So the batter is Lindor, and the first pitch, and that is right in there for a called strike. Lindor, another former first-round pick of the Indians. That was back in 2011. He was the 8th selection overall in that draft. And boy, what a player he's turned out to be. Only 24 years old. 81 extra base hits last year for Lindor.
He can drive a baseball. What a class of shortstops we are witnessing.
33 homers for him last season, 44 doubles. And the pitch that's lifted foul on the left side, backing out of play. 33 homers last year, a career high, and he was an all-star last year for the second time in his career. Broke in with Cleveland back in June of 2015. And here's the next pitch. That one is inside. 2-2 the count.
Still for Matt Shoemaker, this is the best we have seen his stuff all spring. So he's got something to build off of after making a mistake up in the zone here.
And the next delivery, it's hit hard but foul down the right side. 2-2 on Lindor.
And this is now the time when you'll see Mike Scioscia wants Shoemaker to get into 60 area range in terms of pitches.
Here's the next delivery, and it's a fastball low and outside.
Perhaps even more. Maybe get him to the 70-75 range, making that fourth start.
We'll see what happens on the payoff. It's a full count. And here it comes. He gets him to chase a high fastball, struck him out. Fourth strikeout in the game for Matt Shoemaker. He struck out 4 of the first 10 batters, and Jason Kipnis will be the next hitter.
I got to feel good about bouncing back after the home run and being able to keep running that fastball. Again, taking something off of it has been key for him today in getting a little additional movement or run away against lefties.
So Kipnis will be the batter. He flied out to Mike Trout his first time up. And the first pitch, and that one is on the outside corner. There was a story the other day about Kipnis saying that the Indians and Mets were close to making a deal this offseason with Kipnis going to New York, but the two sides never came to an agreement on that deal, and there's no discussion of one anymore. And the pitch, that one is high.
Well, the one thing for Kipnis is he no longer has a locked up spot as he used to at second base because of Ramirez.
Here's a bunt on the third base side, hugging the line. It's going to roll foul. Had the right idea with the shift on. 3 infielders on the right side, just the lone fielder on the left side, Coward, but the bunt try fouled off.
At the end of last season, Kipnis ended up starting 11 games in center field and derailed by those injuries. His right shoulder, some inflammation in April, and then his right hamstring allowed him to only play 90 games. But he is a proven commodity, and what a grinder. He is a fine player.
Been an all-star a couple times in his career. Hit just .232 last year and had injury issues. Played in 90 games last season. He takes that one inside. He was on the DL 3 times last year with hamstring and shoulder problems. Shoemaker's 2-2 delivery, and that is low. A check swing and another full count. So we'll see what happens on the full count pitch here on Jason Kipnis. They have Ramirez waiting on deck. It's on its way, and he chases that one and misses it. That was a split finger fastball. He struck him out, and that'll be out number 2. Strikeout number 5 for Shoemaker. He's had a good splitter so far today.
It's not a great feel for it, and of course, for you to get there and throw it a little bit more, you got to get yourself in counts to be able to work on that. And Matt has told me throughout the spring it's about getting a feel for secondary pitches, his non-fastballs. At times having to just force the issue because, of course, he wants to carry that feeling into the regular season. And today has been that day.
Here's Jose Ramirez. And that looked like a first pitch curveball right
That's what I'm talking about. He says, I have to force it and get a feel for things. And I hope he does it again. Just go out there and finish it. He threw that first curveball way too hard.
Here's the 1-0. That is fouled off. He came in with a fastball. So he's mixing them up right now. And the count's level. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. One nothing Cleveland. The run, a leadoff home run here in the bottom of the third by Tyler Naquin. Here's the next pitch. That's fouled back. Another fastball back to the screen.
Who would have thought? Jose Ramirez, one time tagged as a decent utility player, all the way to becoming a finalist for the MVP in the American League last year.
Yep. From a super utility guy to a superstar.
Yes.
Very underrated.
No doubt.
Here's the pitch. Chopped on the right side. And he stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Talking to Ramirez through the years, he goes, since I was a kid in the neighborhood, many people, friends of mine, friends, so-called friends, he says, were saying, you're just not going to make it in baseball. They don't pay attention to guys like you. You're not going to sign. Go do something else. He goes, Mom and Dad, though, kept saying, keep believing because we believe in you. You got to go out there and prove everybody wrong. And, of course, now the multi-year deal, playing different positions, puts the ball in play, scores, runs. Just a winning ball player.
Counts 2-2 on him. 2 outs, no one on in the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss. A fastball might have been the best one of the day for Shoemaker, and he struck him out. The inning is over. So Nat gave up the leadoff homer, and then he strikes out the next 3 in a row. The 4th is next. It's 1-0 Cleveland here in Goodyear, Arizona on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. First batter up is Mike Trout as we go to the 4th inning. The Angels now 1-0, and Trout batting for the 2nd time today against Corey Kluber. Takes the pitch for a called strike.
I'm guessing Trout was going to try to be a little bit late on that swing, as he just missed getting one out of here in that 1st inning.
Light out to the left fielder Naquin his first time up, and he takes the next pitch, and that one misses. The count's 1-1.
And what I mean is he is not afraid of getting jammed and using that label just to make sure he is not out in front.
Here's the 1-1, low and outside. Infield is back. The outfield playing Trout pretty much straight away. Zimmer likes to play a shallow center, and the pitch. That's grounded on the left side. Stopped there by Lindor. The throw to first will get Trout. It was a nice play by Lindor, arranging to his left. You kind of wondered if he was going to get to it, but he can cover ground, and Trout retired.
Not only did he get to it, he took his time, turned around, a little 360, and casually made that play, throwing out Mike Trout, who, again, hit the ball very well, waited on that fastball, hit it into the wrong side of the field.
So here is Upton, who went down on strikes, his first at bat, and the pitch. That's right on the outside corner. It was a good-looking pitch, and the count 0-1.
We've seen it from both sides today. Matt Shoemaker and Corey Kluber, both spinning the ball. Outstanding today.
Here's the next delivery. Chopped foul on the third base side. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Angels Baseball Radio Network. Terry Smith, Jose Amota, and our producer engineer on the Angels Baseball Radio Network is Jorge Sevilla. And here's a one-hopper hit right to Ramirez, the third baseman. His throw is in plenty of time to get Upton. And a couple of ground ball outs on the left side of the infield. 2 quick outs for the Angels here in the 4th. Albert Pujols will be the batter. And let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here on this Wednesday. It's powered by the new 2019 Jeep Cherokee. Embrace every new opportunity with a newly redesigned exterior and 31 highway MPG. Test drive one today. There are a number of teams off today, not only in the Cactus League play, but also in the Florida Grapefruit League. So we'll run down what's happening as far as the teams that are playing as Albert chases the first pitch and fouls it back behind the plate. Cubs have a 1-0 lead against the Royals in the 3rd. Milwaukee has jumped on the White Sox 7-0 in the 2nd. Arizona batting in the bottom of the 1st, a 1-0 lead against the Reds. And a couple of night games in the Cactus League. Seattle will be hosting San Francisco, and the Dodgers will entertain Colorado. Here's the next one on Albert, and he fouls that off on the ground on the left side. In Florida today in the Grapefruit League, Baltimore beat the Yankees 7-4. Boston over Minnesota 2-1. Atlanta beat Philadelphia 5-3. Cardinals beat the Astros 3-1. Rays over the Pirates 9-3. And Miami beat the Mets 5-1. Next pitch, and on the 2-strike delivery, waving at that one and missing that pitch there is Albert. Struck him out for the 2nd time today, and Kluber has now retired the last 5 in a row. The inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 4th to 1-0 Cleveland lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
Your friend
Bottom of the fourth, 1-0 Indians. Matt Shoemaker gave up a home run last inning and then struck out 3 in a row, and he faces Encarnacion, who takes the first pitch for a strike. He went down swinging his first time up. 6 strikeouts already for Matt Shoemaker against the first 12 that he's faced. Here's the next pitch, and that's waved and missed. 0-2 the count. Well, even though Shoemaker's down by a run, he has looked good today.
He has made some quality pitches. He's been able to mix pitching backwards, high assortment of non-fastballs, all to his benefit. There's another one.
There's one that misses low and outside. What I hear, Jose Edwin Encarnacion got married in the offseason. Is that true?
Big wedding. Big-time wedding in the resort down in DR.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is low.
But Encarnacion signed a 3-year deal with the Indians before last year, Terry. At the end of May, when people were saying, well, maybe he is in decline. At the end of May, he had 10 home runs and 22 RBI. Low batting average. And, boy, after that, he absolutely turned it on.
There's one he fouls above us out of play.
There's some questions. Maybe the Indians should not have spent the money on a player that Toronto didn't try to keep. Encarnacion actually had a hefty offer from the Oakland Athletics.
2-2 pitch. And this is popped up near home plate and playable, and making the grab on it is Martin Maldonado in the batter's circle in foul ground, and that's out number 1.
See Encarnacion trying to distract Maldonado in that exchange there.
He was. Yeah.
On his face a little bit there, trying to yell and get his concentration off in that home plate area, face to face.
Yonder Alonso, the batter. Left-handed hitter at the plate against Shoemaker, who delivers, and the first one is a first pitch fastball. It's fouled back behind the plate.
Good to see guys like Alonso turn his career around by having a good understanding of what the league have been doing against him and how to maximize his swing, get some elevation, get more backspin, and turn that into a 28 homer season.
And the pitch, and this one is hit well out there in right field, but near the rim of the track. Making the catch on that one will be Cole Calhoun. Long out, ball hit about 390 or so out there. So 2 up, 2 away. Chisenhall, the next batter, 5 in a row, retired by Shoemaker since he allowed that leadoff homer last inning.
Shoemaker now at 60 pitches.
One nothing Cleveland as they bat with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. And there's a cut and a miss by Chisenhall. Strike 1. Chisenhall last year, right shoulder, calf, right hamstring, and concussion issues all wrapped into one season. And he missed nearly half of their games last year.
This guy that perhaps they projected years ago is an everyday third baseman. The injuries derailed him. And the Indians somehow have found a way to provide him opportunities. When healthy, he's been a big contributor to them.
Another former first-round pick by the Indians. That was 10 years ago. And he takes that pitch low. Chisenhall, 29 years old.
And he says his best friend has been open-mindedness to being versatile and using different gloves and trying different positions.
Here's the next delivery. He hits that one hard over on the
where's Lindor going?
Right side.
At least he was paying attention.
Yeah. Lindor is seated on the top step of their dugout, and he has the Gatorade towel draped over his head.
Is he cold or is he trying to protect from the sun?
Not sure.
Which
Maybe
one?
The sun. Here's the pitch. That's fouled off on the left side, backing out of play.
Pretty pleasant temperatures here. 80 degrees at game time.
But we've heard it is going to cool off a little bit here in the valley beginning tomorrow. And we'll have a stretch of days where it will be in the upper 60s, low 70s for a high. Here's the 2-2. Slice foul on the left side, backing out of play. This ballpark coming here since they opened up Goodyear Ballpark, always one of our favorites because of the unique situation down the right field line here at this ballpark.
Oh, those retired jetliners.
Yep. Here's the next pitch. This is chopped on the right side, and that one is scooped up by Albert. He'll solo to the bag, and the inning is over. Unassisted play. Clean inning for Shoemaker, who set down the last 6 in a row. The fifth is coming up. It's 1-0 Cleveland on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to inning number 5 here in Goodyear. Cole Calhoun will lead it off. Cozart and Otani will follow. 1-0 Cleveland. The Angels, no runs, 1 hit. The Indians, 1 run, 2 hits. Only run coming on the home run by Tyler Naquin, leading off the Cleveland bottom of the 3rd. So ready is Kluber and the pitch, and the first one is in there on Cole Calhoun, who has the only Angel hit so far. That was a single back in the 2nd.
And not afraid to make some changes and adjustments throughout the season, year to year. Different mindset, the way he positions his hands, stands in the box.
Pitch taken for a ball.
What we've seen so far is one Cole Calhoun that is not afraid to use the other part of the field, and hopefully it'll translate into the same results in the regular season.
Here's the next one on Cole that bounces in. So it's a 2-1 count on the Angels right fielder. Angels today playing game number 20 here in the Cactus League. Angels have gone 8-11 this spring. The Indians are playing very good baseball this spring. 11-7-2. They've lost only 7 of their 20 games this spring.
102 wins and 60 losses last year for the Indians.
Had that 22-game winning streak last year to the Indians. And the pitch that's lined into left field, going back on it and making the grab is Naquin. His momentum took him out to the warning track in left field.
And Cole Calhoun continues to absolutely smoke the ball the other way. Excellent pass at it. Talk about the Indians having that 22 wins in a row. During that stretch, the Indians outscored their opponents 142 to 37. Huh? 142 to 37.
Yep. Here's the pitch, chopped on the right side. It's right near Kipnis, who makes the play and throws out Cozart. 2 are gone. Fans, don't forget to join us on Friday, April the 6th. The Angels will take on the Oakland A's at 7:07. Fans will receive a Pujols Countdown to 3,000 action figure courtesy of Muscle Maker Grill while supplies last. You can visit angels.com/promotions for details. So here's Ohtani, who was hit by a pitch, got him down around his foot his first time up. 7 in a row retired by Kluber in the first pitch there. A fastball in there for a called strike.
Hoping to see Shohei square something up and build some confidence as he gets his timing little by little.
And there's a big cut and a miss at that one, and the count goes to no balls, 2 strikes. Cleveland Indians a year ago, they were good at home, but even better on the road. The pitch, Ohtani cracks his bat, pops the ball right to the second baseman Kipnis, and the inning is over on the pop out. The broken bat brought to you by Wonderful Pistachios. Look for Wonderful Pistachios at Angel Stadium in your local grocery store or pharmacy. Now let's get cracking. So we go to the bottom. So Matt Shoemaker getting ready for his 5th inning. He set down the last 6 in a row. He'll face the bottom third of the batting order here for Cleveland. Roberto Perez, their catcher, will lead it off, and the first pitch. That's low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Beginning of the ball game, we were informed that Luis Valbuena was a scratch here today, and we understand non-injury excused absence for Valbuena. There's a little pop-up over on the left side, and Coward, who ends up filling in for Valbuena at third base, runs out of room. It's backing out of play.
So that's the good news. No injury for Luis, who's having a very productive spring so far with a couple of home runs.
Yep.
And he's played a lot, too. He's played in 12 games.
1 ball, 1 strike to count.
Good to see Caleb Cowart getting his chance.
Here's the pitch, and that is chased and missed. That was a good splitter right there.
Well, he's just playing catch. One adjustment you can see today with Matt Shoemaker, his right foot is already turned on the rubber where there's no twisting or pivoting when he comes home.
1-2, and he gave him another one there. It's low and away. The count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Matt usually will tap that back foot a few times in his normal delivery, but today you can see he's already set with that foot on the rubber. So very little wasted motion. Already in direction to push off.
Jose Alvarez up in the Angels bullpen. Meantime, the Indians have Zach McAllister up, and he could be in to face the Angels when we get to the top of the 6th. Kluber really looking good for Cleveland today, allowing 1 hit in 5 innings, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, no runs. Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch, and that is in there. Struck him out looking. Off speed, gets Perez. Another strikeout for Shoemaker. That's number 7 today.
Whatever he's found today, starting with his feet, delivery, arm angle, speed, tempo, has been working very nicely. He's had an excellent mix all the way around since pitch 1. He talked to us before the game, Terry, in our TV Open about competing and what that brings about.
Yeah, nice to see Shoemaker, who was coming off a couple of tough outings the last 2. And first pitch here, chased and fouled off by Bradley Zimmer for strike 1.
There's a fine line between getting your work in, not having the numbers or results that you are looking for to build confidence, and then saying, I need to go out there and, besides getting ready and getting my work, and I need to go out there and compete, see what that brings out of me in that particular day.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is low. Zimmer, who's batting, we mentioned a former first-round pick by the Indians in 2014. 2 years earlier, his brother Kyle was a first-round pick of the Kansas City Royals. That was back in the June 2012 draft. So some good athletes in that Zimmer family. There's a pitch in there for a called strike.
They're looking forward to seeing this young man in action for a full season, as are many in baseball operations that picked him because he was in very good company in that draft.
Here's the 1-2, and that one is low. Zimmer missed time last year with a left hand fracture. He had surgery on that left hand back in September of last season.
Big man that can really run. 18 stolen bases last season in 19 attempts.
When Zimmer went down, that's when they started to use Kipnis in center field, and the pitch bounced on the right side, backhanded there by Kinsler, and he will throw out Zimmer. That's 8 in a row retired now by Matt Shoemaker. 2 gone here in the 5th, and Naquin, who's driven in the only run in this game, will be the next batter. Naquin, at one time, he was a little bit ahead of Zimmer in the pecking order with Cleveland, but not anymore.
That's right.
But still a good young player at age 26. Here's the pitch by Shoemaker, and that's right in there for a called strike.
There's times when organizations will tell you, well, you know, there's a reason why our farm system maybe is not ranked as high, because the guys are here.
Next delivery, that's in there for a called strike. Naquin had an injury similar to Zimmer back in June of 2014. He suffered a right hand fracture, and that sidelined him. 0-2 on its way. A little bit low and outside. This could be the final inning here for Matt Shoemaker. 81 pitches today for Matt, and a lot of good pitches. He's set. Here's the 1-2, and that didn't miss by much. A little bit outside. It's 1-0 Cleveland. Bottom of the 5th here in Goodyear. Lindor would be up next. There's the next delivery, and this is bounced foul on the right side.
It's good to see the consistency with the arm speed of Matt Shoemaker. And the finish, all in a small little circle right in front of him to make it even more deceptive to the hitter. And beyond that, his fastball we've seen as high as 93, but living in that 89 to 91 with some good movement, and that splitter has come in as slow as 82 miles an hour here today.
Here's the 2-2. And boy, that one was a close pitch that goes Naquin's way. It's a full count, 3-2. Been a couple in this at bat that have gone against Shoemaker. Home plate umpire is minor league umpire Shane Livens-Parger. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Lifted in the air down the left side. Upton is coming towards the line, now under in shallow left. He'll put it away, and that will end the inning. 9 in a row retired by Shoemaker, who could be finished for the day. If that's the case, job well done. We're headed to the 6th inning. Cleveland leading the Angels by a run, 1-0 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
Top of the 6th inning, 1-0 Indians here in Goodyear, looking for a new or used RV. Well, swing into savings with the winning team at Giant RV. See their all-star selection of famous name RVs and save thousands now. Giant RV in Montclair, Murrieta, and Colton.
All right, Jose, we get set to go to the 6th inning. It's 1-0 in favor of the Indians. They've made a few changes here. New pitcher, and that is Zach McAllister. A new catcher as well, and the first pitch, this is high on Martin Maldonado. It's 1 ball, no strikes. The new catcher for Cleveland is Ryan Hanigan, and they have a new left fielder, Brandon Barnes. And here's the pitch, and that is in there. So you look at who left. The pitcher pitching the shutout's gone, and the only 2 hitters who had hits for them in their lineup are gone. So maybe that's good for the Angels.
It's a tough league. Cactus League is a tough league, Terry.
So the count now, 1 ball, 1 strike, and here's the pitch. And this is a little bloop into shallow center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit.
Terry, come on, say it again.
There you go.
Good thing for the Angels.
So a leadoff single for Maldonado. That's only the Angels' second hit of the ball game for Kluber, who leaves, and McAllister takes over. Corey Kluber, 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, hit a batter, and struck out 4, and he retired the final 8 in a row.
Zach McAllister, 6'6", 240 pounds, from Peoria, Illinois.
There's the pitch. This is grounded towards short. They go to second for 1, relay to first, and that's a double play. That ball was hit sharply by Coward, but going to his right was Lindor, and they turn a double play. They're second in the game against the Angels.
Oh, never doubt with Lindor around. That's the second outstanding play he's made. 1 on Mike Trout going up the middle, spinning around, throwing Trout easily at first base, and now going to his right. Setting his feet and nothing too fancy, which I love from a young player, just showing how mature he is and not trying to make it all too splashy and highlight reel. Just set his feet, gave his second baseman a nice feed second base, and that was it. DP.
So batting now for the Angels is Ian Kinsler, and the first pitch is in there for strike 1.
Kinsler's been a run-scoring machine for the Angels. 8 runs scored in his first 9 games.
0 for 2 Dave for him right now, and he takes that pitch, and it misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. McAllister, 50 appearances all in relief last year for Cleveland. 2-2 record. Solid ERA, 2.61. Opponents hit only 235 against him last year.
One thing about him, Terry, he could probably be starting in other staffs.
Average better than a strikeout an inning, and here's one that's grounded right to third. This is going to be a quick inning, and the throw by Ramirez handled by Alonso, and the Angels are retired. So just about a handful of pitches in the inning for McAllister, and that'll do it for the Halos here in the 6th. The bottom of the 6th is coming up. 1-0 Cleveland, the score on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. So we get set to go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and we do have a few changes here for the Angels, including a new pitcher. Jose Alvarez takes over for Matt Shoemaker. Shoemaker had by far his best start this spring, and he went 5 innings. He ended up retiring the final 9 in a row. Gave up only 2 hits, 1 run. That was the home run he allowed back in the bottom of the 3rd to Naquin, the 9-hole hitter. 1 walk, and it looks like 7 strikeouts recorded by Matt today. So here's Lindor. Lindor getting set to step up, and here's the pitch, and that is in there for a strike. The Angels have a whole new outfield look. So Jabari Blash is now in left field, replacing Justin Upton. Eric Young Jr. is in center, replacing Mike Trout, and Reimer Liriano in right, replacing Cole Calhoun. There's a new second baseman. That's David Fletcher. He takes over for Ian Kinsler. Colin Walsh has come into the ball game, and he is in there at short, replacing Zach Cozart. Here's the next pitch, the 0-2 on Lindor. That one misses for a ball.
In the meantime, Jose Alvarez on the mound doing a fine job throughout the spring. As the Angels will see more and more of the guys that have a locked up spot out of that bullpen make more appearances here as things close down here in the Cactus League.
Here's the next delivery, and it's a fly ball lifted into right field. Liriano is out there now, and he will make the catch on that one to retire Lindor. It's probably his final at bat today. And now Kipnis will be the batter. Mentioned Jose Alvarez as he works 6th appearance this spring, 6 scoreless innings with 3 hits allowed, just 1 run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1.50 ERA.
His changeup is the best I've seen in him. And I was able to turn this fastball over a little bit more or sink it in on the lefties.
Lefty-lefty matchup here in the first pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike. Here's the next delivery, and late with the swing is Kipnis. He fouls it off over by the Angels' third base dugout.
There was a 2-seamer that really he's worked so hard on just making sure he buries it, and Kipnis very uncomfortable there in pulling the trigger or not, and eventually gets a check swing and gets jammed. It's a big pitch for Jose as it'll spread out his slider a little bit more.
Here's the next pitch, and that's low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll check out the out-of-town scoreboard for you on this Wednesday afternoon in just a moment. It's brought to you by the Ram 1500. It's Ram Truck Month. Hurry in for a great deal or visit ramtrucks.com to check out the powerful Ram lineup. Shift on with 3 infielders on the right side. And the next pitch, that's low and outside. In the Cactus League, Cubs and Royals 1-1 in the 4th. Brewers shutting out the White Sox 7-0 in the 3rd. D-backs blanking Cincinnati 4-0. That's in the 3rd inning. And then the 2 night games, Seattle will be hosting the Giants, and the Dodgers will host the Rockies. There's a pitch taken on a 2-strike delivery by Kipnis. Struck him out looking, and that's out number 2. 8 strikeouts for Angels pitching today. In Florida today, abbreviated slate of games. Baltimore beat the Yankees 7-4. Red Sox beat the Twins 2-1. Chris Sale got the win in that one for Boston. Atlanta over Philadelphia 5-3. Cardinals got a win against the Astros. Adam Wainwright, his first win this spring, and the loser was Justin Verlander for Houston. Tampa Bay beat Pittsburgh 9-3, and it was the Miami Marlins beating the Mets 5-1. Steven Matz got the loss in that one for the Mets. He's 0-3 this spring. Here's the pitch. That one misses high. 2 balls, no strikes on Jose Ramirez. In our ball game, it's 1-0 Cleveland. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch, and that one framed by Maldonado, but called a ball. This game quite different from the first meeting this spring between these 2 teams when the Indians beat the Angels 15-3, and they had 23 hits in that game. This one today is up for grabs. There's a pitch taken on a 3-0 by Ramirez for a strike. Switch hitter, so he bats right-handed against the lefty Jose Alvarez. Here's the 3-1. Grounded right to short. Walsh is there. He has it. His throw is a bad throw. Nowhere close to Albert. And the ball goes into the dugout. And that's going to be a two-base error there, as Ramirez will be awarded second base. We've seen Colin Walsh here lately have some defensive issues in the infield.
In this one, all said by first step, where he just did not get a good read on that ball, which the hitter Ramirez kind of wrapped around and then got caught in between hop. Made a good job just catching the ball, but just because of that, his feet were not set appropriately to make that throw, and it just sailed all the way. And ideally, Terry, if you're fighting for a spot and you are a middle infielder, or just infielder itself, priority number one, regardless of what your bat is doing, you got to catch a baseball.
Yep, got to make plays defensively.
Make the routine play.
So there's a pinch runner now for Ramirez, and the batter is Encarnacion.
Yandy Diaz.
Yep, he's the runner out there at second base. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. So Jose Ramirez, who leaves, he was officially 0 for 2 today, although he did reach base safely 2 of the 3 times he batted. Here's the pitch. That one is low.
We're talking about Encarnacion and the fact that no one's hit more home runs the last 6 seasons than Encarnacion in the big leagues, 231. Second on the list is Baltimore's Chris Davis. Nelson Cruz occupies number 3 slot, 217. Giancarlo Stanton, 211. And Mike Trout, 196. Rounds out that list. Again, Encarnacion, Chris Davis, Nelson Cruz, Stanton, and Mike Trout. Most homers the last 6 seasons.
Encarnacion is the only player in the majors in the last 6 years to hit 30 home runs or more in every one of those 6 years.
Crazy.
Here's the next delivery, and it's lifted in the air down the right field side. Chasing there, unable to get to that ball is Liriano. That's going to fall in for an opposite field RBI hit, and the Indians get a 2-out run here. It's unearned. They're up 2-0.
Capitalizing on the error, and of course that's how you drive in 100+ runs, having that idea that it's just okay to be late and get jammed once in a while using the other part of the field against a lefty, especially as he guards that fastball running away, and also guarding against a breaking ball.
So Encarnacion, who just got that bloop RBI hit to score a run, will be lifted, and Melvin Upton Jr., a brother of Angels outfielder Justin Upton, is going to come in a pinch run.
Again, this is a different name that he came up to the big leagues with.
Yep, used to be B.J. Upton.
B.J. Upton. We saw it come up, saw him get to the big leagues as a shortstop with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays back then.
And he's trying to revive his career. Signed a minor league deal with Cleveland this offseason, and the pitch that's fouled off on the right side. Melvin Upton Jr., that pinch runner, was still getting paid through last season, a $75 million deal, and now he's a guy just trying to keep his baseball career going.
In fact, has had to spend time in the minor leagues.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. That's drilled into center field. Eric Young Jr. is going back. That's way over his head. Ball bounces off the wall. Upton is being waved home, and then ends up going back to third base. Boy, you would have thought he was going to be able to score on that one. The ball did smack off the wall and then roll back to center fielder Eric Young Jr., but they don't score on that one, so the Angels catch a little bit of a break with 2 outs. And runners at second and third on the double by Alonso, who will be lifted for a pinch runner.
Raimel Liriano, good job. As that ball caroms off the center field wall and off the padding, he is there to retrieve the baseball, hit the cutoff man as Mike Sarbo played it safe there. And I'm like you, I thought he was going to send him all the way. Upton runs very well.
So batters reaching base with 2 outs, and then 3 pinch runners. Richie Schaefer is the pinch runner now at second, replacing Alonso, who just got that double out the center. And here's Chisenhall batting, and he lines one, and Albert jumps up and catches over there. Fair territory. The Angels' first baseman will make the grab, and the inning is over. So they end up leaving 2 on in scoring position. They got the unearned run earlier in the inning, and as we head to the 7th, 2-0 Cleveland on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
When I told the
So we get set to go to the 7th inning, and the first batter up for the Angels will be Eric Young Jr. And the first pitch to him, it's a fly ball. It's lifted out into left center field, and that ball is going to go over the head of the center fielder and take a bounce and hop over the wall. So that's going to be a ground rule double for Eric Young. First ball swinging, hitting out a Trout spot. The Angels have a runner in scoring position to start the inning off.
Oh, we've seen some issues today with the sun. Lindor in short left center field earlier. Had a ball drop behind him now for the center fielder. Coming into the game, having a little bit of trouble in that one. We thought he was going to track it down all the way. Just lost it at the end.
It's still Bradley Zimmer out there in center, and the pitch on Fletcher, that one is a pitch he takes for a ball to count 1 ball, no strikes. So Young at second. Fletcher batting out of Justin Upton's spot. Justin Upton went 0 for 2. And here's the pitch. David Fletcher takes in. That one is in there for a called strike. Fletcher hitting .375 this spring. Came into play today with the most hits of any Angel this spring. Albert's waiting on deck. It'll probably be his final at bat of the day. You know, Jose, the Angels are still trying to figure out who is going to be the utility infielder on that opening day roster.
I would say David Fletcher has put himself in a good spot, at least to get a very long look.
Yep, here's the pitch. That one is chopped to third. Nice stop by Diaz, who's now playing there. Bounces the throw over to the first baseman, Schaefer, and he holds on. That was a good play, and nothing Eric Young Jr. could do but just hold on at second base with that ball hit to the third baseman. So that's out number 1.
Oh, Yandy Diaz, I like his defense. Tall tall, lanky, long arms, and he pretty much uses every part of his body to get the wingspan out and grab that baseball and then throw from one knee, spinning around on a very nice play, too, by his first baseman on the one hopper.
So here's Albert. And an 0 for 2 day for him. A couple strikeouts. He takes the first pitch and misses ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Terry, things to decide for the Angels. Backups around the infield. The bench, what is it going to look like? Walsh in the mix. Fletcher in the mix. Marte in the mix. Chris Carter in the mix.
There's a pitch on its way.
Of course, Cowart.
We thought that maybe Nolan Fontana would be in the mix as well, but he suffered the injury, and we haven't seen him for a while now.
Got the shoulder inflammation.
Right shoulder problem. Here's the next pitch on Albert, and he checks on that. Did he go after it? No, on the appeal. They say he was holding. 2-1 the count.
So it'll be interesting to see, Terry, as teams start trimming down rosters. There's plenty of guys around baseball without options, including the Angels and Carlos Perez, Jeffrey Martin, and others around that perhaps there'll be some transactions here.
Yeah.
The last few days in camp. Guys changing camps and uniforms.
Here's the next pitch. Albert chops the ball right to the shortstop. They'll flip to third, and now Young is caught in a rundown between second and third. They will apply the tag on him. And Albert over there at first base on a fielder's choice, but they get the lead runner, which is what the Indians were hoping to do in that situation.
Well defended by the Indians. They went out there and cut Eric Young Jr. Not a good decision on base running there by Young, as Alvarez a slow runner.
And it looks like that's going to be it for Zach McAllister. So we're going to have a pitching change with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. When we get back, it's still 2-0 Cleveland here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
If you're anything
Reimer Liriano is the Angel batter. The new pitcher is left-hander Tyler Olson, and he tosses over to first base. And back to the bag goes Sherman Johnson, who's come in a pinch run for Albert, so Albert's day is done. Olson is a big left-hander, lanky lefty, and he delivers that pitch for a strike. 0-1 on Liriano. Francisco Liriano this spring is hitting .250. 7 for 28, 2 runs batted in. And the next pitch, he grounds it right to the shortstop. Urshela is there, and he will flip to Maggi, the new second baseman, and they will get the force out on Johnson, and the inning is over on the fielder's choice. It started off good with the double by Eric Young Jr., but the inning is over. No runs, a hit, no errors, and the Angels leave their third runner on base. 7th inning stretch time here in Goodyear right now. Cleveland up on the Angels 2-0 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
Camberdover makes his way into the ball game, and he'll take over here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-0 Indians from Goodyear as the Angels see their third pitcher go to the mound. Matt Shoemaker solid through 5. Alvarez, and now Little Bedrock.
So the new pitcher is Cam Bedrosian. New first baseman is Jeffrey Marte, and the new third baseman is Sherman Johnson. And the pitch, that one is a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes. Ryan Hanigan is the Cleveland batter. This is his first time up. He's hitting out of their 7th spot, where he placed Roberto Perez in that spot, and he's taken over catching wise for them as well. And counts level. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike. So Jose Alvarez, who pitched last inning in the bottom of the 6th, went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, a run. It was unearned, did not walk, and he struck out 1. And as Bedrosian works, he's appearing in his 4th game this spring. Only 3 innings of work, 3 hits allowed, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. And the next pitch, that's a little low ball, 2-1. Haven't seen a whole lot of Cam Bedrosian in Angel games.
We have not, but at least we know one thing. He's healthy, and those groin issues that plagued him are in the past.
Here's the next pitch. Lifted foul on the right side, backing out of play.
As we talk about groin issues, Terry, Zach Greinke not doing very well.
Yep, had a groin situation today, and just went an inning in his start. Already there's been some concern about his lack of velocity this spring. Supposed to be the #1 starter for the Diamondbacks.
And he's actually expressed it himself.
Forced to leave his start today for Arizona. Here's the next delivery from Bedrosian, and that's a slider that's outside.
Tomorrow, split squad for the Angels and also split times. And we will be with you with a nightcap against the Chicago White Sox. That'll be Parker Bridwell against young righty Lucas Giolito. And the Angels early squad at 1:10 will be playing away against the Rockies at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick.
Andrew Heaney's going to start that game for the Angels. Here's the next delivery, and that's fouled back.
So good to see Parker Bridwell get a chance. That will be his second consecutive start after making appearances out of the bullpen.
Two runs, 4 hits for Cleveland. The Angels, no runs, only 3 hits. Bradley Zimmer waiting on deck. Probably be his final time up today. Here's the next pitch, and that is chased and missed, and Hanigan is down swinging, struck him out. Angels pitching with 9 strikeouts today. Here's Zimmer, and before he digs in, let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the Angels Baseball Radio Network. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota, and our producer-engineer on the Angels Baseball Radio Network, Mr. Jorge Sevilla.
Senor. Wow, now he made it to Mr. All right.
No balls, 1 strike. Good to see Jorge got tightened up yesterday on the off day. Took care of
some
a few errands yesterday, as we all did. Here's the next pitch. That one is low.
Got to spend a nice rainy day in Southern California.
Yeah, you took a early morning flight to get back here this morning. Two balls and no strikes here on Zimmer.
It's good to have this airport here close to us.
You didn't land at this one, though, did you? You might. Sometimes
revealing.
You travel on luxury, Jose.
No revealing. It was a nice short ride.
3-0 is the count.
Fastball, Bedrosian struck out. Previous batter at 93 miles an hour. Slider. He's throwing a little tighter now, around 86, 87 miles an hour.
And on the 3-0, he just walked Zimmer on 4 pitches. So a 1-out walk. It's only the second walk allowed by Angels pitching today. And I want to remind Angel fans you can join us Saturday, April the 21st for the 8th annual Angels Baseball Foundation 5K and Fun Run. Now, the first 5,000 registered runners will receive a race t-shirt, finisher medal, and 2 ticket vouchers good for a select 2018 Angels home game. Register today at angels.com/5K. It's like Greg Allen has come in to run for Bradley Zimmer, who ended up going 0 for 2 today. And the pitch, this is fouled off on the right side. Brandon Barnes is the batter. This is his first at bat since coming into the game, taking over in left field.
Hey, one of the local kids, Catella High School.
Yeah, Brandon Barnes signed a minor league deal with the Indians this offseason, and he grew up a huge, and I mean huge, Angels fan, did Brandon Barnes. And Jim Edmonds, if I'm not mistaken, was his favorite player while growing up when Edmonds was breaking in with the Angels. Cypress College for Brandon Barnes, along with Catella High School. He was born in Orange. Toss over to first base, diving back to the bag goes the pinch runner over there. Allen continues his lead off of first base. And the Angels pitch out. Allen wasn't going, then a snap throw to first, but that runner gets back. If you're just tuning in or rejoining us, we're in the bottom of the 7th inning, Goodyear Ballpark. And Cleveland, they scored the game's first run in the bottom of the third, and they got the only other run. It was unearned in the bottom of the sixth. They're up 2-0 in batting here against the Angels. Bottom of the seventh. In a toss over to first, and the runner gets back.
Barnes, 109 games last season, AAA New Orleans. The New Orleans Baby Cakes. Hit 276, 11 home runs, 49 RBI, 22 doubles, 11 home runs, couple of triples.
There goes the runner. The pitch is low. The throw to second, and safe is the call. It's a stolen base for Allen.
Allen comes in and immediately lets the Angels know, I'm not shying away from anybody, especially a Gold Glover behind home plate. He has had seasons with over 40 stolen bases in the minor leagues.
Yeah, excellent speed, and he was a guy that actually made the Indians postseason roster a year ago for that reason alone right there, his speed.
Terry Francona understands the importance somebody like Greg Allen could make in a postseason as a pinch runner.
Next pitch, a little bit low from Bedrosian. And he's fallen behind another batter, so he struck out Hanigan and then walked Zimmer, and now is behind 3-1 here on Barnes.
Going back to Dave Roberts and the now forgotten stolen base in a playoff game.
And Barnes takes ball 4 as a fastball miss. Brandon Barnes coming into that at bat was 2 for 25 this spring, and Bedrosian just walked him. So Charlie Nagy will go out to the mound and try and settle down the Angels reliever. Back-to-back one-out walks here. And Giovanni Urshela will be the next batter. This is going to be his first time up. He came over to play shortstop an inning or so ago, and now gets ready to bat. He's hitting out of Lindor's spot. Lindor today was 0 for 3. Urshela's a guy who has spent some time with the Indians over the last few years, and he's also kind of an interesting guy because he's going to be out of options if he doesn't make their club coming out of spring training. And the pitch, he takes that one for a ball.
He's played in 67 games with the Indians last year. At 224, 1 home run, 15 RBI. He's from Cartagena in Colombia.
And he's having a really good spring, 13 for 25. That's a .520 batting average with a couple home runs. Hit just .224 a year ago, though, for Cleveland, and he takes that pitch for a called strike.
Also played in the postseason for the Indians in 5 games. Solid defender at third base.
He's pretty much a free swinger. Walks are not a big part of his game. And here's the pitch. He takes that one and been patient so far. That one misses 2 balls and a strike, and Bedrosian is having some command issues here. Right-hander against right-hander, and the next pitch, and that was a slider on the outside corner, taken a called strike. 2-2. Angels have Tyler Wormuth, who's with the club today from minor league camp. We've seen him a little bit this spring warming up. 20 pitches already here in the inning for Bedrosian. The next one, and did he go after that one? Yes, he did. Struck him out. Slider there. Gets Urshela.
What a difference, just taking even more off of that slider. Perhaps using a little tighter grip 82 miles an hour in the last breaking ball there for Cam. And Urshela had no other option but to commit and not able to stop.
So Drew Maggi is getting ready to bat. He's playing second base for them. His first time up today, hitting out a Kipnis spot. Jason Kipnis was 0 for 3. 2 outs in the inning, 2 on, and the first pitch. And Maggi takes that one for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. He's had 8 hits in 19 times up this spring, so that's a 400-plus batting average. Right-handed batter. And here's the next delivery. That one is a fastball, misses high. Torres is warming up for Cleveland in their bullpen. And the next pitch, and that's a fastball that misses. So again, Bedrosian behind against a hitter. The count goes to 3-0 on Maggi.
Maggi and his brother both played at Arizona State, so many claps when he came to hit today.
Here's the next pitch, and he takes that one. He thought it was a little bit high. It might have been, but it was called a strike. 3-1 the count.
I recall watching Maggi play for Team Italy last year in the World Baseball Classic.
Here's the next pitch. Lifted in the air down the right field side, waiting on it, battling the sun a little bit, making the grab is Liriano, the right fielder, and that's how the inning will end. So Bedrosian pitches out of a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the 7th. No runs or hits, couple walks, no errors. They leave a pair. We will head to the 8th. The Angels need some runs, trailing right now 2-0 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. New pitcher has taken over for the Indians, and it's Carlos Torres. Last season he was with the Milwaukee Brewers and signed with the Indians, a minor league deal after becoming a free agent after last season. 67 appearances for him last year in the big leagues, and his first pitch, that one is in there for a called strike. This guy had some trouble with the home run ball in relief last year. He's always had a real good cut fastball, and he likes to use that against left-handed hitters, and he's facing a batter batting left here in Colin Walsh. 1 ball, 1 strike the count.
Walsh good spring with a bat. 346 coming in, 3 home runs and 9 RBIs.
This is his first time up today. Ohtani's waiting on deck. And he bats. It'll be Ohtani's third time up today. Pitch was in there on Walsh, so the count goes to 1-2. Angels have Blake Parker up in the bullpen. And the next pitch, that one is taken for a ball, 2-2. Torres this spring for the Indians. This is his 6th appearance. 6 innings, 9 hits. He's allowed 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts. He's had a win, and his ERA is exactly 3.00. And there is a pitch taken for ball 3, so it's a full count, 3-2. It's Carlos Torres, the last 4 years, 271 appearances in the majors. And here's a fly ball lifted down the left side, heading towards the line. Under is Brandon Barnes to retire Colin Walsh, 1 away. So here's Ohtani, who's been hit by a pitch, and he's popped out to second. He's had a quiet day today, and so far this spring, 2 for 19 with the Angels. Infield is backed up and close to a right side infield shift on him. The shortstop Urshela is shaded towards second, and the third baseman Diaz is, well, he's about 40 feet off the bag, kind of near the shortstop hole where the third baseman is positioned. And Ohtani just fouled that one back behind the plate. 0-2, he's in the hole.
The plan has been for Ohtani to not hit the day before, the day of pitching, or day after. And it is hard to keep breathing him the big leagues. Just imagine having to adjust to that schedule, to a new environment.
Next delivery, that's outside, and he is slated to pitch Friday, so you would think we're not going to see him hit in either one of those games of the split squad doubleheader tomorrow. Here's the next pitch, and that's outside.
That's why the Angels, with the inter-squad yesterday, made sure he got plenty of at-bats. Ended up having 8.
Counts 2-2. It's 2-0 Cleveland here in the 8th, and the next pitch, and that is chased and missed. He struck him out.
Quite obvious, Terry, with the timing issues, not seeing the ball well. He says he's trying to make adjustments at bat to at bat. But it's quite obvious his feet move a whole lot, and they've been moving more and more the more games we've seen.
So here's Maldonado. This is his 3rd time up. Might be his final at bat of the day. He's had a walk and a single. The Angels have had only 3 hits today, and here's one bounce right to short. Urshela has it. His throw is in time, and the Angels have a quiet top of the 8th. 1-2-3 inning for Torres. Bottom of the 8th is next. Still a 2-0 Cleveland lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West. Angels make a pitching change, and there's a new catcher in the game for the Angels as well. Blake Parker is the pitcher. Carlos Perez is the new catcher. So Parker takes over for Cam Bedrosian, who last inning worked a scoreless and also hitless inning, although he did walk 2, and as it turned out, he struck out 2. So here's Blake Parker set to take over, and the first batter he will be facing will be Yandy Diaz, and this will be his first time up. Came into the game as a pinch runner and has been playing some third base for them. Here's the first pitch. That one moves him off the plate. It misses ball 1. The count 1 ball, no strikes. Parker appearing in game 5. No wins, 2 losses. Just 3 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. ERA is high, 9.82. And the next delivery, and that's lined into left center, and that's going to split the outfielders and roll all the way out to the warning track. It's going to be an extra base hit and a stand-up double for Diaz here to start off the Cleveland 8th inning.
Yandy Diaz, a little shorter stroke there, getting to the pitch up in the zone by Blake Parker. Able to extend those long arms. And a pitch right down the middle.
So it looks like they're going to pinch run for Diaz. And the pinch runner is Eric Stamets, former Angel farmhand, who's now in the Indians organization. He's an Ohio native. There's a pitch in there for a called strike on Melvin Upton Jr., who's batting for the first time today. He's hitting out of Encarnacion's DH and cleanup spot. He came in a pinch run for him 2 innings ago. Stamets has good speed. He leads off second, and Upton chases that pitch and fouls that one off on the right side, backing out of play. So the count's no balls, 2 strikes on Melvin Upton Jr. He's gone 6 for 29 this spring. That's a .207 batting average. Has hit a home run for them, and a breaking pitch freezes him right there, and he is out looking. Struck him out, 1 away. Good pitch right there.
Quick bounce back there, yes, for Blake Parker, able to freeze him on a splitter. They got enough on the plate, but really, when his hands are going forward as a hitter, Upton was locked up, could not pull the trigger. He was done.
So the batter is Richie Schaefer. This is his first at bat, right-handed swinger, and the pitch, and that's a breaking ball low and outside. The bottom of the 8th inning. It's being brought to you by our friends at Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana, the #1 Chevrolet dealer in California. Rotolo is pursuing excellence every day. You can visit them at rotolo.com. Parker ready to come in with the 1-0 pitch here on Schaefer, and he checks on that pitch. It misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes, the count. Infield. Double play depth the pitch. Here's a high pop-up on the left side of the infield. Sherman Johnson, the third baseman's going back. So is the shortstop, Walsh. He can't make the catch. It drops just out of his reach in fair territory, and that's going to be a bloop hit. The only good thing about that, Stamets, who is the runner at second, does not advance. He stays there because he was thinking the ball would have been caught, and really it should have been caught, but it will end up being a bloop single. So they have him at first and second with 1 out.
Got trouble written all over it with the sun and the drifting of that flag blowing back, and the issues on the left side of the diamond today. And a ball that regionally is just an F6.
So this is Refsnyder batting, and the first pitch on him, he fouls that one off. And the count's no balls and a strike. This is his first time up. He replaced Chisenhall on right, and he's batting out of his spot in the batting order. Former player in the Yankees organization. Right-hander against right-hander. And the next delivery, and that one a little bit low for a ball.
And play a little second base, a little infield for you. There's a backup, also grabbing that big glove and playing some outfield. Born in South Korea.
And grew up in Southern California, went to Laguna Hills High School. Here's the pitch, and that one is inside. He was with the Yankees and Toronto a year ago, and combined to hit just 170 as a reserve. Rob Refsnyder. Infield backed up. Runners at first and second. Here's the next pitch. That's fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. Refsnyder this spring, 6 for 28 with Cleveland, hitting .214. He's hit a couple of home runs this spring. Parker in some one-out trouble with a pair of base runners. 2-2 delivery. Low, smothered and blocked by Carlos Perez. It's a full count. The Angels will have one more shot when we get to the ninth. And Angels certainly hoping that Blake Parker can keep the Indians off the scoreboard. Angels need at least 2 to tie it in the ninth right now, and that's pending what happens here the rest of the bottom of the eighth. Hanigan, their catcher, waiting on deck. Next pitch, and that is high. A fastball misses, and now the bases are loaded. A one-out walk loads them up. Hanigan will be the batter. It's the 4th walk issued by Angels pitching. Like Parker's had a few ups and downs so far this spring, and now he's really going to have to work hard to make this a scoreless inning. See what happens against Hanigan, who, if you get him to hit it on the ground, a chance to turn 2. The pitch, and that's on the outside corner, a called strike. Hanigan with Colorado last year, hit .267. Signed with the Indians, a minor league deal in the offseason. Only 33 games for Colorado a year ago, and he had only 101 at-bats in the big leagues last year. The pitch inside. 1-1 to count.
At one point, one of the most dependable catch-and-throw guys in baseball.
He was. He was with the Reds for a while and has moved around a little bit in recent years, now trying to hook on with Cleveland. And you don't really foresee that happening. The pitch, that's lined in the left. That's going to drop in for an RBI hit. Ball fumbled by Blash, but the bases will stay loaded. They get 1 run in on that RBI single, and now it's 3-0 Indians. So Hanigan drives in a run, brings in Stamets, the lead runner from third, still loaded with 1 out, and Allen will be the next batter. So Parker trying to keep it close. The Indians are trying to break it wide open. .17 pitch inning right now. The first one is low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Infield playing in, and your reminder as an infielder, you need to start a little bit lower. Start with that baseball. A lot of tendency sometimes, and lived it. My experience. Ball sit, and you want to pick up the runner and see what he's doing at third base. Well, he's going to go. And that's a young mistake. You got to start with that baseball. and see if you can set your feet before you decide where to throw the baseball to.
Switch hitter Allen batting left, and he lifts a fly ball in the left field. This would appear to be deep enough to get the runner in from third. Making the catch is Blash, and tagging and scoring on the sacrifice fly is Schaefer. And now it's a 4-0 Cleveland lead with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th.
The Indians capitalized on the leadoff double, and then the pop-up that ended up dropping in short left field on what appeared to be a routine play. The guys coming in really with a very good plan hitting situationally.
Yeah, with a little luck, that could have been the final out in this inning for Parker, but he still has to get one more. And Barnes, the batter, and the first pitch, breaking ball low. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners at first and second. They've scored a pair in the inning. Blake Parker is ready. This will be pitch number 21 this inning, and that one is thrown past Barnes. 1 ball, 1 strike. A little bit of everything in this inning. Couple hits, couple runs, a walk, a strikeout. Sac fly has brought in a run. Here's the next pitch. This is hit well into center field. Eric Young Jr. is going back, still back. That ball is over his head out there, and that one is gone. Dead center field. Barnes has just clubbed a 3-run homer, and that will break the game open. The lead goes from 4-0 to 7-0 Cleveland. Well, you look back now at that ball that wasn't caught in shallow left center, and that's come back to haunt Blake Parker in this inning.
Costly, and the Indians just saying, well, the confidence keeps growing. The more guys we keep sending out there, and the better planning guys just taking advantage of everything that's missed out over the plate, putting some great swings on it, getting the results.
So a 5-run inning, and the next batter up is going to bloop one into center field, and that's Urshela. 8th batter in the inning, and Mike Socia is going to the bullpen. That's going to be it for Blake Parker. So Parker has a rough day, had some bad luck out there as well. When we get back, Cleveland still batting here in the bottom of the 8th. They've scored 5 times in the inning. They lead the Angels 7-0. Pitching change coming up on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
There's still time.
Angels bring in 25-year-old right-hander Tyler Warmoth up from minor league camp, and he will try and get the final out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We've seen him in 3 games this spring, a total of an inning and a third. He's allowed a hit, and also in his appearances, a run, a couple walks, no strikeouts. He faces Maggi, and the first delivery was in there. That one is outside. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike. So a tough day for Blake Parker. 2/3 of an inning, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned. The base runner at first, his property. Blake Parker walked a batter, struck out a batter, and gave up the 3-run homer. Here's one that misses again. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Warmoth last season pitched at Orem, Inland Empire, and also AAA Salt Lake. Pitch was in there for a called strike. Young man from Orlando, Florida, and went to Florida State. Here's the next delivery, and that didn't miss by much. Kind of drops down a little bit.
He's got the funker. Yep. Sinker slider.
This is 3rd season in the Angels organization. And the next delivery, that's waved at and missed, struck him out, and that's how the inning will end. But they sent 9 to the plate, 5 of them scored, and as we head to the 9th inning, Angels are down 7-0 in favor of Cleveland on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.
Freshman.
Jeffrey Marte will get set to lead it off for the Angels. He'll face Matt Belisle, who appeared in 62 games last season for the Minnesota Twins, but signed with the Indians during the offseason, a minor league deal, and he's trying to win a spot in their bullpen. First pitch, this one is lined right at the left fielder. Hardly having to move is Brandon Barnes, and Marte, who hit the ball sharply, is retired on 1 pitch, a liner to left field. So that is the first out here in the 9th. The Angels only have a couple more outs to play with here and are down by a lot. 7-0 Cleveland to score. Top of the batting order now. Jabari Blash will get ready for his first at bat today, hitting out a Kinsler spot. And the leadoff man was 0 for 3. And the first pitch, that one is right in there for a called strike. Here comes the next pitch, and that one missed for a ball. 7 runs, 9 hits for Cleveland. No runs, only 3 hits for the Angels. Quiet day offensively. Of course, the Angels faced one of the best in the majors in Corey Kluber today, and he looked every part of it. Allowed only 1 hit, no runs, struck out 4 in 5 scoreless innings. Belial, who's pitching, replacing Carlos Torres, who had a 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout against the Angels last inning. Counts 3-0 here on Blash. And the next delivery, he takes that one. It's in there for a strike. Matt Belial, fastball. He'll top out around 94. He's a ground ball pitcher. He has a good sinker. He's always had good control. And he'll throw a curveball and changeup. 504 appearances for him in the last 8 years in the big leagues. The pitch, that one is low. So 3 balls and 1 strike. The Angels have not been shut out all spring. This is the 20th game this spring, but no runs to show for at the moment in this one, with 1 gone in the 9th. Here's the pitch, and that is chased and missed, and Blash is down on strikes, and the Angels are down to their final out in the game, and Eric Young Jr. will be the next batter. Jose Mota is headed downstairs. Game plan is for Jose to visit with Angels manager Mike Scioscia right after the ball game. And then Jose and Ken French will have Angels Live coming up after the game on Fox Sports West. Well, more on the radio side for you on our flagship station, Angels Radio AM 830. Here's one that's low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Belial appearing in his 6th game this spring. He's allowed a couple earned runs in 6 innings. No walks allowed. And the pitch. A liner in the left center. That'll keep the game alive. It'll fall in for a base hit. So since coming into the ball game, Eric Young Jr.'s had a couple of at-bats, and he's 2 for 2 today. Double and now a single. Eric Young Jr. is trying to win a reserve outfield spot for the Angels. And he's hitting, well, close to 300 now this spring. He's had 10 hits, 32 at-bats. Pitch on its way. And this is Jose Miguel Fernandez batting. This is his first time up. He's pinch hitting for David Fletcher, who had 1 at bat. That was in the 7th inning and grounded out. Here's the pitch. That's grounded on the left side, and that's going to skip through. It'll keep the game alive. 2-out single for Fernandez. So the Angels are still alive, although certainly on thin ice right now. And it looks like Chris Carter is going to bat. He's going to be hitting out of Sherman Johnson's spot. Two on, 2 outs here in the 9th. Angels down 7-0 against Cleveland in the pitch, and Carter takes that one for ball 1. Chris Carter, .250 batting average this spring, 6 for 24 with 2 home runs. Right-hander against right-hander. A couple veterans squaring off here, and the pitch that's in there for a called strike. Matt Belial, career 4.19 earned run average. Moved around a little bit in recent seasons, and here's the next delivery. That's hit in the air into left field. Coming in and making the grab waist high to end the ball game is Brandon Barnes. So the Angels drop it here today to the Cleveland Indians by the final score of 7-0 in the ninth. The Angels had a couple hits, but leave the 2 base runners and get blanked for the first time this spring here in the Cactus League. Angels spring training record now falls to 8-12, and the Cleveland Indians win their 12th this spring. They have a record of 12-7-2. Angels again will have a pair of games tomorrow. Split squad day with the Angels playing the day part of the split squad action at Salt River Fields against the Rockies, and then the night game, which we'll have on the air for you tomorrow here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West, which will begin first pitch tomorrow at 6:10. That'll be the Angels and the Chicago White Sox. So let's take you down by the Angels dugout, and looks like Jose Mota is standing by with Angels manager Mike Scioscia.
Thanks, Harry. Well, Matt Shoemaker, big improvement today. How pleasing is that to you to see the results?
Yeah, Matt did a great job. I think had good command of his fastball. Had all his pitches, moved him in and out. A first pitch breaking ball to Naquin was a home run, and outside of that, he got through 5 and about 80-plus pitches, so it was good work out for Matt.
What are you seeing from Shohei Ohtani as he gets more at-bats, knowing that the routine then turns into the mound? What do you see today in the batter's box?
Well, you know, like we said, he's got a lot on his plate, but I think he's taking everything one at a time. His bullpen today was good. He'll get a chance to pitch on Friday. As far as swinging the bat, he got a lot of good looks yesterday, had some good swings today, but still getting used to the league, getting used to just spring training, getting some reps. And like some other guys in our club, he's trying to find his timing.
Interesting situation with a pop-up in the infield fly rule. Mike, explain to us what went on and also what you're trying to explain to Shohei in that situation.
Yeah, Shohei actually did a good job. If he feels he can make third base, the force is off. He did see infield fly, but thought he could make third, and did a good job getting the third and, taking a base. So he understood the infield fly, and that's where the batter's out, and the runner, you guys can advance your own risk, but there's no force at bases now.
Is there a particular area in the club where there's competition where you need to see guys step up a little bit more?
A lot of areas, yeah. We've got a lot of guys that are not only competing for spots in our club, but are competing for playing time, and they will. We're going to have a good club. We're going to have a deep club, and it's just a matter of time before some of our guys hit stride.
Yeah, you talk about depth there. Last one here, Anderson Simmons, how far is he from playing?
He's going to play tomorrow.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, Jose.
Terry, real busy. Everybody waiting for Mike here right over my right shoulder. So for you, my friend, short ride. We'll see you soon.
All right, thanks, Jose. And we want to thank you for joining us today here from Goodyear Ballpark in Goodyear, Arizona, where the Indians have defeated the Angels this afternoon by the final of 7-0. Now, for those of you watching on Fox Sports West, Jose Mota and Ken French will have a lot more post-game analysis. That's right around the corner on Angels Live. On the radio side, we'll have more post-game coverage for you as well on our flagship station, Angels Radio AM 830. In the final, it was Cleveland over the Angels 7-0. Thanks for joining us today on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports West.